Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. And today I have for you a King of the Beasts, deck. This card it's a fun card. It's not a very good card. It's only it's easy to summon, but it's only 2500. Doesn't have any added effects or anything. There's not really like cards that synergize with it, so you don't benefit a whole lot from having it on the field. So it's kind of just, you know, a nice card, I guess, and this is the deck I came up with for it. So we're using 3 Canine Tar so we can send King of the Beast to the graveyard, because you can summon this by attributing 1 face-up Moja from either your hand or the graveyard, but you'd rather do it from the graveyard. So if you can send it with Canine Tar early in the game, you don't have to worry about drawing it and you know, breaking you. So we're running the 3 Canine Tar. I have 1 Green Baboon, Defender of the Forest, that I'll also send with Canine Tar, and this synergizes well with Super Rush Recklessly, as long as you do it as a Chain Link 1. If you chain your Super Rush Recklessly to whatever to a card they activate or something like that, you will miss timing with Green Baboon. So very important that you activate Super Rush Recklessly as a Chain Link 1. And then the rest of the monster lineup is the 2 Moja, which you need to be able to special summon your King of the Beasts. It says when this card is destroyed by battle, sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 level 4 Beast type monster from your graveyard to your hand, which is kind of cool. But most of the time, you're going to use Moja either to special summon King of the Beasts or as fodder with your Super Rush Recklessly. In order to summon Moja easily, we have Beast Striker, 1850 attack, very good. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card to special summon 1 Moja from your deck. So a lot of the times you want to discard cards that you can benefit from being in the grave, mainly King of the Beasts and Green Baboon, Defender of the Forest. But sometimes you'll have to use another card that you might need. So it's not super ideal that it forces you to discard, but I think it's still I think it's fine, because you'll either get a 2500 beater on the board from it, or you'll have like fodder for your Super Rush Recklessly. For the back row is just personal preference. 2 enemy controllers for Econ Cheese with Moja if I need to. 1 Spiritual Forest. Each turn, the first face-up Beast, Beast Warrior, or Plant type monster you control that would be destroyed by battle is not destroyed. So that's kind of cool. Your monster would eat up 2 attacks before it's destroyed, and but I don't think it's good enough to warrant running multiple, especially when I'm running Powerful Rebirth. I don't want to lock down my back row with all this continuous stuff. 2 Canadian, 1 Mirror Wall, 2 Powerful Rebirth. You can bring back your Moja, or if you send something with Canine Tar, you can bring it back and go for an additional attack. And then the 2 Super Rush Recklessly that I already mentioned. For this skill, you can really use whatever you want. I went with Bandit because when I was building this deck, I got tilted by Bandit like 3 times in a row. And I was like, you know what? If it's that good, let me try it. And it didn't come up a whole lot to say that it makes the deck a lot better, but it was very clutch when it did come up. So let's go ahead and show you guys some replays. Alright, we're going up against Weevil first. And we have an okay starting hand. We have Canine Tar and Moja, so as long as we can attack into a monster, we'll be able to send our King of the Beasts to the graveyard. So we're going to see double set, and we attack into a Pinch Hopper, so it's not Weevil Burn. We're going to have some Insect Queen shenanigans. If you're not familiar with Insect Queen, once there's another insect type monster on the field, you cannot target this card, or any insects, I think. You cannot target insect type monsters. Yeah, so once there's a second insect on the field, you cannot target any of them. So he's gonna attack my Canine Tar. And luckily, I did send my Green Baboon to the graveyard, and my Canine Tar stays on the field. So we're gonna summon King of the Beast with Moja. We're gonna destroy the token first and go for the attack here. I was just trying to get him to use some of his back row, my plan all along is to use Super Rush recklessly. The unfortunate thing is that because he chained to the Widespread Ruins, because he chained his Widespread Ruins, I had to let that go. Otherwise, I'm gonna miss timing with my Green Baboon, and this way I'm kind of forcing a second back row, or you know, that was the plan, which works out. So we end up getting rid of both his back row and his queen. Really nice. And even though our Canine Tar is in defense mode, he needs to get over it twice, so that's a pretty clutch thing about Spiritual Forest. Pick up a second Canine Tar. We're gonna destroy the Resonance Insect. So I'm gonna have to deal with a second Insect Queen, but luckily I have a Canadia and enemy controller to deal with that. He's gonna Suicide into my Canine Tar with Pinch Hopper. I have to activate Canadia right now because otherwise he's gonna summon a token and then I can't target it anymore. So you wanna do this during the end phase. And then during my turn, all I have to do is run into it with a monster, go for the Econ Cheese and attack directly. Yeah, so it's very important to know how to out monsters like Insect Queen that you don't see that often, because sometimes you lose those matchups just on the unfamiliarity alone. We got a Joy Wheeler next. And we have a pretty good starting hand. We have King of the Beast, which is easy fodder for our Moja, and then we can just summon it back. Canadia and some back row. So immediately we're gonna hit him for 2500. Sets another monster, sets a back row. We see a Treacherous Trap Hole, which is very unfortunate. But I'm gonna go ahead and use my Powerful Rebirth and just get rid of this monster. He goes for the last gamble. Rolls at 3. And luckily his play was a Snipe Hunter, so my Canadia takes care of that, and from then on we pretty much win the game. Finish him off with a Moja. I could have summoned King of the Beast, but you know, you gotta meme them up a little bit and use the Moja instead. We got Alexis next. Rayback. All these duels were in Legend, if you're curious. I'm not saying you're gonna be able to climb with this deck. It's just some people want to know. Balance. And we're going first. Pretty good starting hand. Anytime you have Canadia and something to bring your monster back, you know, you can call that a good hand. So it's gonna set 3 back row. I go for the Canine Tar to force the mass change. Otherwise, you know, once we reach the damage calculation, he cannot activate mass change anymore. So he's gonna activate that right away, which is good for me, because I can just use my Canadia and force a second mass change. What I did not see coming was this Jinsen Hu. So my guy went second, had a Jinsen Hu and double mass change off balance. Whatever. So he's gonna lock down both of my Powerful Rebirths, which is unfortunate. But at least I'm gonna be able to send King of the Beasts to the graveyard to make sure I don't draw that and, you know, brick. So he decides to use his third and last mass change, even though it's not gonna kill me. And that might end up costing him the game, because we're gonna use Bandit here, and this is the one time where Bandit was just insanely clutch. Look at the card we just stole. Helizoid Canadia. So all I have to do is use his own Canadia. Well, first we're gonna summon King of the Beasts. Use his own Canadia on himself, destroy the Anki, and at this point there's really not anything left for him. He already used the 3 mass change. We're gonna play around the Drowning Mirror Force right here, and unfortunately my King of the Beasts dies. And this was actually a misplay. Looking back at it, I should have never switched this into defense mode, because I'm in lethal range from a Drill Dark, and he picks up Destiny Draw, so I definitely get very lucky that he doesn't get a Drill Dark, gets a Decider instead, so I don't take any life point damage. And now I can just finish him off with my Canine Tar by sending the green baboon to the grave. There we go. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I was sweating during that duel after I made that mistake of switching my monster into defense mode. You always gotta remember that, you know, Drill Dark is a thing, so I definitely got lucky there. And we have a Kaiba next. One more replay after this. An okay starting hand. We have Beast Striker, which means we can summon a Moja, and we have 2 Super Rush Recklessly, so we'll have some sword removal. I want to keep all my back row, so I go ahead and send the second Beast Striker to the graveyard. And he's gonna hit me with a True Nade, which is really unfortunate. So I have to use all my back row right here. Super Rush Recklessly is gonna send the Ducks back to the deck, and I'm hoping that with 2 Beast Strikers I can eat up all the damage that I know is coming with his Dragunity Bash. So we get the other Super Rush Recklessly back to our hand. He's got Dragunity AK, goes into Militum, Synchro Summon, goes for the beatdown. He's gonna destroy one of my Beast Strikers, and luckily does not have enough damage to kill me right there. Pick up a Canine Tar, which is clutch. All I have to do is send a King of Beasts and summon the Canine Tar. The only downside to Canine Tar is that he's a Beast Warrior, so it doesn't work with your Super Rush Recklessly. Other than that, it's a great card. At this point, we're both top decking, and I get the better of him because I have the Canine Tar. I'm gonna pick up a Moja, summon King of the Beasts, go for the Econ take so we can guarantee game right now. And there you go. And the last replay is nothing special. It's just somebody not respecting the King of the Beasts. Which is, I was very puzzled by this guy's decision. He's running Gemini, Destiny Draw Gemini, and I couldn't come up with what kind of hand he had for him to just end. But all he does is end turn. So we're gonna punish him right now. Beast Striker sends King of the Beasts. King of the Beasts is gonna come back to the field. And there you go. That was a rank up match for him as well. I think to go from Legend 2 to Legend 3. So I have no idea what kind of brick he had that he didn't want to overextend. But we take those. And that's gonna be it for this video. I had this deck for a while, so I kind of forgot all about this replays. I just had not had a chance to record this video because I've been doing the event. I finished all the missions. We're gonna have some new missions coming out in like an hour from when I'm recording this. So hopefully I can do my my pulls and then start making decks with those cards. But I hope you guys enjoy this King of the Beast deck. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description. Along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really appreciate that. And until next time.